Can you see my presentation now?
Yes, I see four beautiful circles and now a quote for an unknown author.
That's true. So before I start the talk itself, I want to share two ideas. First, it's a quote that kept me sane during this crisis, and it says like that: in a crisis, there are two types of people: the ones who cry and the ones who sell napkins. So here at Rockit, we have a bunch of people interested in selling napkins. And in my talk, I will show a few opportunities on that. And also for all those people that are coming up with ideas and they start implementing them. After my talk, I'm happy to give them free consultancy till they get seed investment. So in this way, we overcome the economic recession faster in Eastern Europe. Yeah, that was to be said. I will walk you shortly through the structure of my presentation. So first, I will talk just a bit about the concept of low-touch economy. And after that, I will look more in deep into the shifts in consumer behavior and opportunities. And I will end up with 10 steps, how to take it from the idea to MVP. And after that, I will be totally into the Q&A session. Happy to answer your questions. Now let's get our brains into the theta state. In case you don't know what's that, get the Patreon membership for Rockit conference. You'll get access to my slides and you'll be able to, Google it later. I do have quite a lot of words that may not be unknown, but yeah, that's the future. So I can't do much about that. Let's start with it. Welcome into the new low-touch economy. And this concept is coming from marketing, from the low-touch service, I would say, that came up same time with the vending machines and all these self-service points in banks and supermarkets. And these guys from the Board of Innovation, it's a global innovation consultancy agency, they recently came up with this concept of the low-touch economy. That's an economy characterized by a low level of personal contact, where economic transactions are online, automated, and mainly provided by machines. So these guys from the Board of Innovation, they have a really amazing report about that. And also that's quite a cool new topic. In case you're interested and it feels something that resonates with you, I would suggest strongly write some content about that. What's happening in Eastern Europe with this new concept, because you may get some good traction. I will move into the 5 shifts of the consumer behavior and the opportunities, because this is how we will overcome the economic recession that is coming. So yeah, the first one, it's maybe the one that affected us the most. It's the increased levels of anxiousness, loneliness, and depression. And I will give you an example from my personal life. So I never ever thought of getting a pet before, but after 5 weeks of lockdown, I start considering that option just to cope with it much better. So why is it happening? It's because of the social isolation and the high levels of stress that are causing more and more mental issues and physical diseases, and also the financial uncertainty that is coming with the job loss. Let's not be too sad about that. There are quite a few opportunities, and I mentioned 5 of them here, but I want all of you that are listening out there to maybe write your ideas into the comments. I'm happy to walk through that after and start a chat from them. So where are the opportunities that are coming from these increased levels of loneliness and depression? First, it's in remote coaching and therapy. And when I was reading that report from the Board of Innovations about the low-touch economy, I shared it with a friend, and first time when he saw it, he was like, "Oh, now it's my time for the remote and coaching therapy idea that I had." And while seeing him doing that, I was like, "Oh, that's the type of attitude that I want people after they hear my talk to have." So pay attention to all the ideas that I'm mentioning, see which one resonates with you. And let's talk after that about it and see where we can move it forward. So yeah, the next opportunity is tech for pets and AI companion bots. So the pet adoption trend is increasing a lot in the last weeks, and it's a global trend. So there is need for more tech that is supporting the pet industry, and also there is a need to supplement the human interaction with AI companion bots. And now is the time for those that have this type of algorithm in place to train their AI, to train their algorithm, so the AI is coming there sooner, and you're able to sell the product to your market within the next months. The next category that I see opportunities coming from is the social games and esports. And here you can see Facebook already launched their gaming platform. And in esports, it was growing so much before the virus that they even, players in the industry, they even joke that, oh, we don't even need the virus to go so big and so mainstream. Now, what I observed, like some new things that they are doing experiments with digital alter egos. In case you're not familiar with this term, it's just this digital twin of the data we left online up to this moment that is now transferring into games and into sports. So you can have your own avatar that is very humanized, and it's like a supplement for the human interaction that we are missing right now. The next opportunity to look into is the home entertainment and adult entertainment products. And you can see even in my bag, I've got myself a projector just to make it good for the home cinema feeling. So in case you do have ideas on e-com platforms that are targeting home entertainment and adult entertainment, go for it. Now it's the moment. So, and also the e-com, it's just booming. So I'm really glad for those that already have one in place, that they can just improve it. But for those that have ideas, go for it now. The last that I mentioned in this presentation, but not in general, it's the one of robots as helpers, friends, and lovers. And to be sincere, I don't expect Moldova or like Eastern Europe to go into the robots as lovers. Japan is taking the first place in this industry, but robots as helpers and friends. I've noticed quite a lot of social influencers recently promoting on their Instagram different type of kitchen robots or like cleaning robots. And also I remembered about those robotic classes that TechWheel, the partner of this conference, was doing in Moldova. And I was thinking it's very good now to empower all those kids that went into robotics, or your nephews, or your kids, in case you have those, to go into and explore those opportunities. So yeah, that are the opportunities in this area. I will move to the next one, but I'm still looking to find out your ideas in the comments on this section. So yeah, the next shift in the customer behavior is the damaged trust in the hygiene of people and products. And why this is happening? It's because of the viral nature of COVID. And also, we as humans, we already expect for some formal proofs of hygiene and some health status. In UK, NHS, the National Health System, or like hospital system, they launched their own app where people can check in their COVID status, say that they are positive or negative. So things like that are going to come more and more. And of course, we have lots of opportunities around. I've mentioned 4 that I found most relevant for our region. And this is in packaging redesigns. Here I want to say packaging redesigns, with this 3D printing packaging, and also 3D designs. So in case you are knowledgeable in that area, go for it, improve your skills, and maybe come up with some ideas for the small businesses or like SMEs in your area on how to change their products, so they become they have like a competitive advantage when the things are opening up again. The next one is about contact-free deliveries and drop-offs, and here is very important to mention the drones. While doing the research, I was reading about the progress that Eastern European countries, they made within the drones regulations. So, and I remember there were some contests like with drones in Moldova and also Romania. So that's very good. If you have those type of skills, go improve them more. If you may be looking into building your own drone, that's also an opportunity. So in case this resonates with you, go for it. It's something that is going to make our lives much more easier from the delivery point of view. The next one is something that I've tested it personally. So we're now staying more and more at home. We clean our houses more often, and we also start looking, I start looking for organic, eco-friendly hygiene products, and not services yet, but as soon as the lockdown is taken out, we will start also looking for these services that are using organic products, for the hygienic purposes. And also on this page, there is this hygiene focused content that is start to have like a real it's a real increase in the need of that. Even I found myself searching tips and tricks for all this type of like cleaning your home or body hygiene. Now that we have more time, we can do those things. That was it about the opportunity in the health or like the hygiene industry. And we move forward to one of maybe the most saddest change in consumer behavior, and that's about travel. So the travel restrictions will be extended, and sometimes it may happen even within the country. And you never know when a new outbreak it may come. So that's why travel feels a bit risky. And also the future of travel, it's a bit, I would say, not the most optimistic in the next few years because of the economic recession that is coming. So, but no worries, we will still be fine. I've got some really cool ideas for the opportunities. So the first one is quite good. Local tourism will flourish, and also there we will see a combination between travel and remote work. And I call it a new type of digital nomads. Digital nomads are those individuals that they travel from place to place while working online, and now they will settle down for a longer period. So and even professionals like me that are living in big cities, and now we are not really looking into going back to the office soon. I'm looking forward to move into more remote places for like longer periods of time. I will maybe not forever. I will be back in London from quite time to times, but this type of rural spaces is like really something that it's appealing to me right now. And in my case, in London, there are other like 9 million professionals that are looking to do the same thing. Also, the normal city breaks that we knew, they will change for the traveling, longer extensive holidays. So it's worth taking the risk of going abroad and maybe getting stuck there. And one of my favorite is the rural and the remote that will become luxury. And here I want to get a message out there to all those people that have their grandpa home somewhere in a village in Eastern Europe, that maybe it's time to renovate it because a business opportunity is around the corner. You may rent it long term for some of these digital nomads that may want to move into your area. Yeah, that was it about the travel. We move forward into the rising tension of conflicts at all levels. And this is happening because of the organizations and people that are operating in a survival mode. And we see more often, and even in my network, I saw it more often, the contracts and regulations being breached. And mainly or mostly because of this, force majeure clause that wasn't really clear enough. And now it's a big confusion around this. So what are the opportunities? Myself, I do have a law background, so I'm quite passionate about this one. I will go a bit in more details. So we will see a rise of legal engineering jobs. What's a legal engineer? It's mainly that guy or like that girl that has law degree and also a tech degree. So they are combining the skills of law and tech. And up to this moment or like up to this period, it was very specific, this type of jobs for big corporations. But now these legal engineer jobs are more and more needed in the SMEs, or like medium and large, small and medium enterprises. The next thing that is changing the practice of law is legal design. And legal design is the application of design thinking within the legal process of solving problems, or like creative problem solving for the legal environment. And look, if you're a lawyer right now, do check these concepts and get yourself some kind of training into these areas, because this is the future of law. Also, another idea that is another opportunity that is quite there, and everybody was waiting for it, I would say, and it's that the fact that governments, they become more open to adopt GovTech products, or like technology products. And this may be a chance that only our generation gets. We may never see again governments being so open to adopt new technologies. So in case you were working in the past on a GovTech product, or you want to start working on it right now, this is the time. This chance may not come again for our generation. And the last one, I want to say the need, or like the increasing need for legal tech tools to automate the legal work. And I can say here that even the most traditional legal firms that you would never expect them to use some legal tech products, or they didn't have a lot of trust in them, now they're open to do that because they are forced to do that. So all this legal tech industry is raising, and if you do have some ideas about blockchain regulation, smart contracts, it's the time now to put some content out there and maybe start building yourself a community. So when you come up with a business idea, you have who to sell to. We move forward to the last shift in the consumer behavior that I mentioned in this presentation. In total, I've studied 10 of them, and the other 5 are in the report I will share with those that are patrons. And but for now, I will stop here for the 5th one, that's unprecedented levels of global unemployment. And mainly what's happening, why this is happening. So we are transitioning from the industrial era to the knowledge era. And lots of people are forced to rethink their career paths right now. And this is happening the same when we transition from the agriculture era to the industrial era. So of course, we do have a lot of unemployment, and with that are coming several opportunities. The first one, it's the huge need of remote reskilling and training. Here in UK, even the government, they've launched our own free platform, like a reskilling and training platform for people to improve their digital skills. Otherwise, they will be, outdated, and they will not have a job in the near future. Also, in the company I'm working for, in the startup studio that I'm running, we thought April is going to be like, quite a chill month, but actually, in April, we signed like a really good contract with a startup founder that came to build a platform for training. And he was like, look, this is my time. This is the opportunity. I'm just going to take it. Let's implement it fast. And we already start developing the platform for them. So people are acting quite fast. And this is what I want to see also in Eastern Europe. You see the opportunity, you validate it fast. And if I suppose there is a problem with investment, but investment can be sorted if there is traction. So yeah, just get it fast done and prove that the business is there. Next thing that I want you to look into is the forced boost for side businesses. So with this huge job loss that is happening right now, more and more people are going to look for a side business to support their families. And in case you are that person that already has a side business, that's an amazing opportunity to teach others how to do it. So start creating some content around that, and maybe you make a second side business from that one, from teaching others. The last thing that I want to mention on this section is the remote first trend, and it's affecting the future of work by redesigning jobs and work cultures. So it's going to be hard to create, keep the work culture away from the office when we're not in the office. So tools and apps that are going to be used to keep this work culture together, and also redesign the jobs are going to be most needed. That was it about the shifts in consumer behavior. I want to just mention one more that I enjoyed the most, and it's a very, I think overachievers are very familiar with this one. They had a lot of FOMO before, and they also, all these products that we are using, they're giving us a lot of FOMO. But now with this lockdown period, the world kind of stopped, and we have the chance to enjoy the joy of missing out. So having products that are empowering this joy of missing out, it's a good opportunity also. Now we talked about ideas and opportunities. I don't want to only talk about that. I also want to talk about the practical side of that. And I've came up with like 10 easy to say steps to take your idea from the ideation stage to the MVP, to the minimal viable product. And here I will walk you through the journey of a typical tech or tech-enabled startup founder. And after that, after you see this template, you can adapt it for your case and move fast through the journey. So mainly the startup stage, it has two main stages. It has the problem solution fit that is ending with the minimal viable product. And after that, when the minimal viable product is launched into the market, we have the product market fit. So for the problem solution fit, I will just walk you through it. So as soon as you identify a problem or an opportunity, you start doing some research around that, and you articulate some solution hypotheses. Those solution hypotheses, you have to test them with users, and the users will, vote for one, or somehow vote for one of them that is most solving the problem the most. And as soon as you have one of the hypotheses validated by a bunch of users, of potential users, you can go into building a proof of concept. As soon as you have a solid proof of concept, you test it with users again, this time a bigger number than last time you talked, and integrate their feedback into a prototype. It's very important to do user testing at all these stages, because the main reasons why startup fails is that there's no market need. That means they don't do enough research or like user testing. And as soon as you have a prototype in place, you again go to test it with users with even a larger number than last time. And their feedback, you integrate it in a minimal viable product. There is a lot of confusion in the startup industry on what's exactly a minimal viable product. Somebody calls it proof of concept, somebody calls the MVP a prototype, and you never really, if you start reading all the content, it may get confusing. One simple rule that I would say, it's that minimal viable product is a product that your users are willing to pay for. As soon as they are willing to pay for what you have, you proved the business, and that means that you can start looking into finding the product market fit. This stage has few important, I would say, actions that you have to follow. You have to find the product language fit, and that's for the marketing. You have to find the product channel fit, and that's sorting out your sales. And in the sales also, it's including the funnel optimization. This process takes around, I would say, 2 years on average. It may take longer for others, shorter for others. So, but as long as you do it and you have a strong feeling or like a strong validation of the product market fit, you can consider yourself that you have a mature product and you can start scaling into different markets. This is my last slide, and it's about your first step into this startup journey, and it's download Miro. Miro, it's a really cool tool that we are using to brainstorm and to do design thinking exercises for our clients, and also to validate and have the big picture of your idea into one place. So check it out. I will put the link into the description, but in case you don't get the slides, just Google it, and it's gonna be, I'm sure you're gonna like it. That was it. I'm now ready for questions, and yeah, let's hear each other in the Q&A session.